Introduction to nuclei or nuclear physics. So to get the details about nuclei, we should know the physical quantities in that concept. So generally physics, nothing but it is dealing with physical quantities. So in physics, to analyze any concept, we will design physical quantities. By analyzing the physical quantities and by designing or by giving the relations between the physical quantities, we will study the entire concept. Let us see what are the physical quantities here. The first and major one, that is atomic number, and the next mass number. Atomic mass number or generally mass, and radius, volume, density, nothing but mass by volume, density, and mass defect, and binding energy, and last one nuclear forces. So here many are there, just few things here I am mentioning, I will explain one by one. The first one, atomic number. So here inside the nuclei we can observe number of protons and as well as neutrons. Nucleus consists of both, but if you consider only the number of protons in the nucleus, that we are calling as atomic number, that we are indicating with Z symbol. And one more thing we should know here, atomic mass unit. So here atomic mass unit we are using AMU, atomic mass unit, AMU. So here generally mass means it is in kg or gram, CGS unit gram, but if the value is very less, mass quantity is very less, then we are using the unit AMU. So that is simply the smallest quantity of mass we are representing by giving definition like this, that is mass of one carbon nuclei by 12. If you divide, then what we are getting, that we are calling as 1 AMU. Means by taking the reference of carbon, we designed one unit, that is 1 AMU, that is nothing but 1.99 into 10 to the power of minus 26 by 12, that is nothing but simply 1.67 into 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Here be careful, 10 to the power of minus 27 kg. Okay, so that 1 AMU, so in terms of kg we can convert. So mass in kgs, so for a particular nucleon. Now further, mass number. So atomic number, similarly mass number is also there. So how many number of nucleons are there? The total number of protons and neutrons collectively we are calling as mass number, that we are indicating with A, mass number of a particular element A. So and if you consider all nucleons and each nucleon mass, if you add, you will get the total mass of protons and as well as neutrons present in the nucleus, that we are calling as nuclear mass. Okay, so mass number gives how many number of nucleons are there. Nucleons means number of protons and number of neutrons, collectively are calling as nucleons. What is there inside the nucleus, those are nucleons. So protons and neutrons, total collective mass we are calling as nuclear mass. That we can also represent like this. So here you can see Z, nothing but atomic number, number of protons, into mass of the proton MP, plus remaining A minus Z, number of nucleons minus number of protons, means only number of neutrons, into neutron mass, that you will get the total neutron mass. Okay, proton mass plus neutron mass is the total mass. Next, here again small recap, Z is number of protons and A indicates the number of nucleons. If you do A minus Z, then that gives number of neutrons in an atom, nothing but inside the nucleus. Next, that indication, general indication, for example X is a particular element, then we are indicating like this. Here number of protons or electrons also we can represent. So Z indicates the number of protons, number of electrons for a stable element atom, and A indicates the mass number, means number of protons and number of neutrons. It's a general notation. Sometimes they will write A this side left side or Z right side. Okay, so it's a general notation. Next, about radius. So nucleus is having a particular radius, it's a three-dimensional entity. So many people giving the information that stable nucleus means it will be in spherical shape. So it is a sphere of certain radius. So that radius depends upon number of nucleons. If number of nucleons are high inside the nucleus, then it will occupy more volume. So the volume and here number of nucleons both are having a certain relation, that is proportional. So volume of the nucleus proportional to mass number. So for example, if r is the radius, then volume we can write for a particular sphere 4/3 pi r cube, that is proportional to a mass number. Now if you shift 4/3 pi, then afterwards that r power cube, if you send that side and if you simplify, then resultant means it's only proportional, so that constant also we can remove, just only r power 3 if you send right side, then a power 1/3. So radius of the nucleus proportional to 1/3 of the means atomic number whole power 1/3 proportional. So that simply proportional to constant we can introduce, that is r equals to r naught a power 1/3. Okay, so whole power 1/3 of atomic number. Now here r naught is a constant. That constant value 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 15 meter, or simply 1.2 Fermi. So here this formula we can also mention in another way. So generally to solve problems they will give either 2 atomic mass numbers or 2 radii, or 1 radii they will give 2 atomic number, they will ask another radius. So in that cases this formula will be useful. So for 2 different nuclei r1 r2 radii and as well as mass numbers a1 a2, then we can write like this: r1 by r2 equals to a1 by a2 whole power 1/3. This formula is useful to solve problems. Next, density. So nuclear density is very high. So it is order of 10 to the power of 17 kg per meter cube. It's an important bit also. So this one we can derive. Theoretically we can show. So for that, density nothing but mass by volume. So for that, if you can identify mass and divide with volume, you will get the density. So here let's consider a nucleus consists of a number of nucleons. Here a number of nucleons, and let m is the average mass of one nucleon. So if one nucleon is there, then m is the mass. 2 nucleons means 2m, 3 nucleons means 3m. So generally here a is the nucleon number, so m into a, collectively the product will be the total mass of the nucleus. Okay, how many nucleons are there into mass of that nucleon is the total mass of the nucleus. So here we got the total mass, and similarly volume. So it's a sphere, so volume 4/3 pi r cube. So now easily we can get the density. So here instead of r, just now we derived the expression r naught a power 1/3. If you substitute, then it will be whole cube. Now that power cube we can write separately, then r naught cube into a power 1/3 whole cube. So then a power 1/3 into 3 both will be get cancelled, only a will be left out. So you will get 4/3 pi r naught cube into a. So here r naught is a constant, so then only a will be left out. So here we want to give the details about density. So take direct as it is expression. So mass by volume nothing but a density. So here density of the nucleus nothing but mass of the nucleus by volume of the nucleus. So mass m into a by denominator volume 4/3 pi r naught cube into a get cancelled. So then I said a is a variable, so r naught is a constant. So numerator 3 constant, mass constant, denominator 4 pi constant, and r naught is a constant, so whole power cube also constant. So resultant it will be a constant value. If you substitute mass and as well as radius values, then if you simplify you will get 2.3 into 10 to the power of 17 kg per meter cube. Okay, so it is a constant value. I said already nucleus density is very high. It is order of 10 to the power of 17. 10 to the power of 17 means huge value, kg per meter cube. Okay, next, energy equivalent. So nothing but mass can be converted into energy, energy can be converted into mass. It's Einstein theory. So that mass equivalent of energy details. For example, according to Einstein, E equals to mc square. If that m mass is destroyed completely, then how much energy will be released? That Einstein expression giving that if you multiply mass with the square of the light velocity, how much value you are getting, that many joules of energy will come out. Okay, so now for our convenience, here m is just one nucleon mass, for suppose means 1 AMU. So that 1 AMU nothing but 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 27, and light velocity also if you substitute you will get total value in joule. Okay, so that energy in joule, further you can convert it into electron volt by dividing with the charge of the electron 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19, the joule we can convert it into electron volt. Okay, so now further, if you simplify all the terms, the numerical values, if you simplify, you will get 9.316 into 10 to the power minus 27, and here denominator 10 to the power of minus 19. If you shift to numerator, that will be total plus 35, 16 plus 19, 35. So 10 to the power of 8 will come. So 9.316 into 10 to the power of 8, so which is equals to, we can convert like this, 10 to the power of 8 we can write as 10 to the power of 2 into 10 to the power of 6. So resultant value 931.6 into 10 to the power of 6 means that is mega. So instead of that capital M we can write MeV. So energy, that is for 1 AMU. Here mass means we consider only just one nucleon. So for one nucleon, that energy we will get, if you can destroy the entire 1 AMU, you will get 931.6 MeV. Okay. So further here, if you can write instead of E, so mass into C square, so then we can write like this. Here mass means just one AMU only, just for our analysis purpose. Send C square that side, then 1 AMU of mass equals to 931.6 into MeV by C square, or we can write like this, 1 AMU of mass equals to 931.6 MeV by C square. It is a very important one to solve many numericals. Okay, at the time of numericals they will not give in kg, they will give in AMU. So easily that AMU you can convert into MeV. Okay, so instead of joules, directly we can convert into mega electron volt or simple electron volt just by multiplying with 931.6, but that time the unit will be MeV by C square. Okay. Next, mass defect. So here mass defect means, if you observe the original actual nucleus mass, that will be little bit less as compared with the total mass of protons and as well as neutrons. The difference in mass we are calling as mass defect. The difference between the total mass of all nucleons and actual mass of the nucleus, so the difference is called mass defect. Okay, so mass of the nucleus in general we will mention as total mass of the protons plus total mass of the neutrons. Mass of the protons, mass of the neutrons. Let m is the mass of the nucleus, then the difference between these two we are calling as mass defect. So mass defect nothing but mass of the nucleons minus actual mass. Okay, so the difference in mass is mass defect. Next, binding energy. So here binding energy just equivalence for the mass defect. So let us see, many definitions are there one by one. So simply we will write that loss of mass into C square nothing but energy. So according to Einstein we can write binding energy equals to mc square. So here for example we can consider delta m is very small, so generally it will be in AMU. So in general it will be in AMU. So in numerical sometimes they may give in kgs also. Okay, so let us see the theoretical part. So definition wise, the binding energy can be defined as the energy released when protons and neutrons combine to form a nucleus. At the time of formation, some nucleons, protons, neutrons added, joined together. To join, they will lose certain amount of energy, that they are saying as binding energy. Okay, that is why for the formation they lost some mass. So if you give the same energy, then we can separate them. That is also binding energy. So the same definition we can give in another way, that is the energy required to break the nucleus into individual nucleons, means individual consistent protons and neutrons. So how much energy required to separate the entire nucleus into individual protons and as well as individual neutrons, that we are calling as binding energy. And one more, initially I said the definition, that is energy equivalent of mass defect is called binding energy. It is nothing but just energy equivalent, that we are calling as mass defect. Okay, so the mass defect, how much is there, that if you can convert as energy, that energy equivalent we are calling as binding energy. Okay, so that is simply mass defect into C square, that is binding energy. Next, here if you write that binding energy separately like this, so and here the bracket part delta m, So that is in AMU, already just I mentioned. So instead of AMU, we can also write, instead of AMU we can convert into mega electron volts. If you want to convert into mega electron volts, so we should write 931.6 into MeV by C square into C square. So C squares get cancelled, so delta M into 931.6 MeV. So why I am showing this one, it is to learn the conversions. For example, if they mentioned delta M in AMU, so immediately that AMU atomic mass units, if you want, you can convert into energies just by multiplying with 931.6. That AMU mass value, any value, if you multiply with just 931.6, then it will be converted into mega electron volt. Okay. So next, binding fraction. So binding fraction means just it is the ratio between binding energy by number of nucleons. It is nothing but simply binding energy per nucleon, that is binding fraction. The average binding energy per each nucleon is called binding fraction. So that we are indicating like this, BE by A, nothing but binding energy delta M into 931.6 by A in MeV. Okay, thank you.